This is my gym membership API code using the MVC architecture. In my case, for the models, I have renamed config, and you can see my database. I have my controllers there, and I have used the Swagger for the documentation. And you can see my Crud operations. It has the validation here. As you can see, for the case of the members, we have here the weight has to be an integer, and if it fails, there is a code here. The same for the payments. You can see the payment amount has to be an integer, and if it fails, there is a code here as well. And then I also applied the error handling for my code here. As you can see, for the case of create member, which is post in Crud operation, I have try and catch here for error handling. And then for update member, the same, which is put in Crud operation, and I've used the try and catch. The same for the payment. Now I have used render to deploy my project, and I have used GitHub as my version control, where I have pushed my code to my repository here, and I've named it the gym membership. And then I use the Mongo database. As you can see, I have two databases. One is members and the other one is payments. And for the members, it has 7 fields. The fields are first name, last name, weight, phone, address, favorite workout, and then birthday. And for the case of payments, it has fewer. It has 4. It has amount, status, mode, and then the member ID. Now this is my first API, which is the gym membership, and these are the members, as you can see so far. If I change this to payments, you can also see we have the various fields. Now I'm going to demonstrate how this works with the Swagger API. So you can see this is my gym membership API, and I have here all my endpoints. The first endpoints are there for the members, and then the second endpoints are for the payments. Now the first, this for read all, where it can show all the current members. As you can see, the code here it's 200, meaning it has retrieved the information successfully, and these are all the members. I can also add new members using a post for this case, so I'm going to do that. So I have this information which I want to add to the members. So when I click execute, you can see here 201 response, and when I check here 201 response code, it's created, so meaning it has created successfully. And I can be able to even check this. So I can come here, members by ID, and I can be able to enter that ID here, and I can check like that. You can see that information has been retrieved. If I go to the database, that information should also be available. As you can see, this is the member that has been created. Okay, now let's say I want to create a member here, and when I come here, I know from the validation that the weight should be a digit, but here it's a string. So here it's a string. So if I click execute, like that, you can see I have gotten 400 error, response status 400. If I check here, 400 is bad request. Now if I check in here, I can see the validation failed and I'm being told the weight must be an integer. Okay, so also let's say I want to retrieve a member by ID. I want to see them. So and I enter a wrong ID that doesn't exist. So if I click execute, you can see I also get the 400 error, and you can see here I'm being told error invalid ID. The next endpoint is the put, where I can use it to update information for a given member. So let's say I want to update information for this member. So let's say I've updated everything for them, including the weight. I execute, and you can see a member updated. Okay, and the code that I've gotten here is 200. So let's say I want to delete that member. The same applies. As you can see, the member has been deleted, and you can see I'm getting the 204 response, which is no content, meaning that member no longer exists. Now my other endpoints, they're the payments. So I can be able to check that data. As you can see, this is the data for all the payments here. And okay, so to create payment, I need certain information such as the ID. You can see it's given here. This amount has to be an integer. So if I just submit like that, I'll get an error, and you can see error response 400. Validation failed because the amount is expected to be an integer. I can be able to retrieve information of a given member by just entering the ID here. So if I click, I should be able to get the information. You can see response 200, and again it means the information is okay, and you can see we have gotten that member's payment details. I can do the same to update, and I can also delete a given member payment details like that. Okay, you can see 204, no content. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.